Hi there, welcome to Tuff Tips. My name is Ethan. I'm a senior growth marketer here at Tuff, and today I'm going to be talking about Google Optimize. So, Google Optimize is a CRO tool that allows you to test different experiences on your website, test different landing pages, and it's, in my opinion, the cleanest way to get a pure split test, specifically when you're looking at conversion rate optimization. So for the sake of this video, we're going to be setting up some experiments on the Tuff page, starting with this Get Started with Tuff landing page. So the purpose of this page is to get people to submit leads, which we would then follow up with, and hopefully they would become clients with us. There's a lot of different variables here that we can test. There's headers, we've got body text, we've got some more headers, we've got some logos down here, a lot of different options for us. We want to select one to test for this CRO example. With conversion rate optimization, when you're looking to improve performance of a specific page, it's always good to select specific variables, isolate those variables, and test incrementally. So you can actually see, are the changes that I'm making putting any sort of dent in the conversion rate of my website? So the higher that is, the more leads you get, the more sales you make, the more revenue ends up in your pocket at the end of the day. So Google Optimize. So we have our container created. We have our account, Tuff, the Tuff website. That's our container. The structure is very similar to Google Tag Manager, if you're familiar with that. First thing you want to do is hop over to settings. You want to link your Google Analytics account. You also want to install this Optimize snippet. Full disclosure, we don't have this snippet installed on our website. We don't actively run Optimize tests for ourselves. That might change very soon. But you want to get this Optimize snippet code installed in the head section of your site. Once that's done, I would highly recommend installing this Chrome extension. It is very useful when setting up different variants. But once you have these two steps done and your Google Analytics account is linked, you're ready to set up your first experience, which is what they call different variants. So let's go. We'll name this our Get Started header test. And the URL is going to be tuffgrowth.com/get started with Tuff. There's a couple different tests that you can set up through Google Optimize. We have A/B tests, multivariate tests, redirect tests. For the purpose of this video, we're going to be looking specifically at A/B tests. So that's what I was talking about when you're isolating a variable, in our case, this header, tweaking that and seeing which version performs better from a conversion rate standpoint. So we're going to stick with A/B test, and then we're going to press create. Okay, so we've started creating our new experiment. So we have our A of our A/B test. Now we need the B. So we'll add a variant. Get started header 2. Done. Okay, so now it defaults to splitting this 50-50. Let's say that we're not super confident in our new header, and we want to just start with a smaller amount going to our variant. We're just going to send 20% to our header number 2 and 80% to the original, just because we're not super confident that this test is going to work out. We want to start small. We'll press done. Now we need to make some changes. And that's where the beauty of having the Google Optimize Chrome extension is, that you can open up the page and you could just edit these elements very easily. So the original hire us to be your plugin growth marketing team. Let's say, let us build you a marketing plan. I am not a copywriter. Okay, so that's done. We'll press save. Done. And we're done. So full disclosure, since the Tuff website doesn't have the optimized snippet, this is not going to save and this will not publish. But for the sake of showing how this actually gets set up, we're good. So we have the original, we have our variant. Page targeting. This doesn't really come into play with the split test because obviously we only want this to trigger when people land on this website on the Get Started with Tuff page. Audience targeting. So let's say, for example, we only want to target people coming from Facebook ads. We can set our campaign to equal. This would be something that's defined in Facebook Ads Manager, or TikTok Ads Manager, or wherever people are coming from. But it's only going to be when our UTM campaign equals Facebook. Scroll down, we've got our Google Analytics account hooked up. We can choose an experiment objective from our Google Analytics goals. For this, it's going to be goal 8. Let's talk form fill. We see this will show a green check if you have the Google Optimized snippet installed. We can set up email notifications if we want. We can even further narrow which or how many people are going to be going into this experiment. And as far as activation event goes, 99% of the time it's going to be on the page load. So we'll go through, we'll check that everything is set up the way that we want it to be. And when you're ready to press start, you'll click start and your experiment will start. 80% will go to the original, 20% will go to this new variation that we set up. And once data starts to come in, we'll start to see our reporting populate. How is our conversion rate shifted since we set up this new experiment? And should we start shifting more traffic? This is the building blocks of CRO testing. Small incremental changes to your landing page, looking for those conversion rate increases. If this is something that's interesting to you, we have a couple blog posts on Google Optimize on our Tuff blog. Feel free to check those out and reach out if you have any questions.